Hi, welcome to the small shed. Today I want to start and practice what I preach. See you in a minute. Now, I've done a couple of videos recently, the 10 things to do over the Christmas period and the New Year's resolutions, and they both highlighted things that I'd not been doing or I thought I ought to do and hadn't got round to. So I thought I'd make a start in the new year and actually try and do something that I had set out to do at the beginning of the year. The New Year's resolution one was particularly deflating in that I hadn't realised how badly I'd missed those targets last year. So I've started off by having a day clearing up in the shed. That's something that it does need doing regularly, but in this instance all the work I'd been doing in the lead up to Christmas to release the 14 videos or so I did over Christmas just left the place in a terrible state. There was dust and sawdust everywhere, there was workbenches piled high with rubbish, and that was something that needed clearing up purely and simply because, as I mentioned in the 10 things to do over the Christmas period, you don't want to walk back into the shed and find that lot greeting you. Now, I was away over Christmas, but it didn't mean that when I got back I couldn't start by doing that. So we've had a bit of a clear up in here. It's not perfect, it's nowhere near yet, but I'm just going to take you a quick look round and show you what's happened, because I've moved a couple of things and I think I'm getting somewhere close to getting the right sort of layout in the shed. And then I'm going to have a look at the underbench storage that I've got, which again, several months ago I bought some 700mm runners to put in the drawers instead of the 350 ones that are in there at the moment, and I'm going to swap those out as well. So let's just start off, have a quick skim around the shed. You can see there's still some boxes of rubbish, but it is getting much better. So first off, I've moved the planer cart from being in the corner over there out into the open, and that's enabled me to get access to all of the storage boxes that I'd got there. It was a good idea in the first place, but it didn't work when the cart was put into that corner because I couldn't get access to all of the small boxes. And one of the things I had resolved to get sorted this year was storage for small items, so that's made a huge difference, and it's meant that the whole thing is much more accessible. I've not used that Titan planer thicknesser since I've had it, so it's time to get that out and start and have a play with that. Because I can move that cart out of the way relatively easily, I can use the sander much more easily. That was in the other corner on top of the vacuum cleaner before, and that was quite difficult to get at. It's now much more accessible. I've got to make a little addition to that stack of sustainer boxes to put the sanding machine on top of, and a drawer underneath to keep the bits together, because every time you pick it up and move it, all the pieces fall off the base. I've put the MW1000 work clone thing in the corner purely and simply because I don't use it that often. It's very good when I do, and it's very useful when I do, but it's not something that's in use every day. And because the worktop is at the same level as the main MFT worktop, it means that I've got a full length there. If I just clear those boxes of camera bits off, the full length of the shed now, that I can work 2.5 meters of space. The cameras I'm in the process of dealing with. I've already done one little box there for the one GoPro, and I'm going to do the others as soon as they arrive. I've got the workstation done, which will be a future video for the charging, and I'm now going to deal with this unit. Now the problem is that it was a great idea. You can access the boxes perfectly well, and then when you finish with them you put them back in, and that's great. There are some of those either side, and the intention was that I could pull that whole bench underneath out to get at the other side, but that's just not practical in here. And what it means is there are items at the other side of this that I can't really access. So I've got some longer 700mm runners which I'm going to get out now, and we'll fit those instead of the 350 ones that are in the bottom, and I can then get access to both boxes by sliding them right out. And at the moment I think I've just about got enough room. I might struggle over on that side, but I think I can just about get them to fully slide out without interfering anything else in the shed. So we'll make a start by stripping all the boxes out and have a go at it. Now you can see I've already also, following the New Year, well, 10 things to do over Christmas, I've taken my saw blades out, ready to get them cleaned up and sharpened. Thanks to one of the local woodworking UK guys, I've picked up a local saw sharpening place, it's easy for me to say, to get these sharpened up. So that's also something that we're doing to actually do what we said we'd do, or what we ought to be doing. Have a look at these runners now. They're a bit more hefty than the other ones because they're twice the size, but let's see how they work. I'm hoping it's just a straightforward case of unscrewing one and screwing another one in its place, but I'm not really sure as to how they even come out. One of the problems is some of them, the runners don't actually come out. You can't take them out, you have to actually fix the whole thing in situ, and I think this might be one. Oh no, that's probably the release, is it? I don't know. Need to just study them for a minute or two, but you can see that once that's mounted inside the unit, front to back, it will get me out quite a long way out into the shed, so I can get double units accessible. Hoping I can reuse the trays that I'd already done, because as long as they're screwed to the back to back, shouldn't be a problem. Right, we'll go in for the others now. Right, so there we have it. It now works as I'd always hoped it would, that I can access both lots of trays, top and bottom. I've got the screws and fixings in 4 of them. I can always add another double stack there with the smaller sustainers if I want to. The only thing I'm missing is the old soft close that the other hinges had, but that's not really anything I'm that bothered about losing. And it does give me a chance now to get on with the next of the things that I suggested was something you could do over the Christmas period, and that is to have a tool cull. I've got a hand electric drill there which can't see I'm ever going to use again. A really hefty Metabo battery operated drill. Again, these things are probably a little bit out of date now. So I can cull some of the tools. There's a pair of planers in the bottom, and one of those can go. And there's, what's in that one? SDS drill. I won't get rid of the SDS drill, that's always a useful tool to have, but I don't need it in the shed. It's something that will go into a deeper storage in the garage, I think, when I get that done. So there we go, that's fulfilled a number of jobs really. It's given me a chance to do the tool cull I was talking about. It's tidied the place up, it's done one of the little things I suggested you do that have been hanging around for weeks if not months, and it's enabled me to make the whole shed work better. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you next week when we'll try and get on a bit more with some of these resolutions to get things done in the shed. See you then. Bye.